Hey, wait a second. It's Tuesday. Wait. That guy doesn't do Tuesdays. Read it again. Howdy and hello. It's not raining. Oh my God. Y'all don't know how happy I am to not be fiercely getting rained on right now. Howdy, Patrick Grant. Great to see you, sir. Patrick there up in New York. By the way, my lighter and cutter today are from the New York area. This happens to be a Perfecto cutter. You don't have to do much with those, but just get them right. Smoking KY, howdy brother, howdy brother. A perfect cutter or a Perfecto cutter will just cut just enough of the cap off. It's all it'll cut off. It's just the top little bit. I don't actually need a Perfecto cutter. I can do pretty good without one. But I do like to remind people that such things are an option. So is lawn mowing. Lawn mowing here in my area is an option. It happens every dry day. That's how I can tell that it's dry enough to get out here and do a tailgate, is that I can actually hear people lawn mowing and blowing leaves and stuff. Yay. Sorry about the background noise. Not really my choice. I got done with all of my stuff earlier today. Don't know why they couldn't do theirs. But it's okay. Jeff, howdy, sir. Great to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Well, I've caught you on reruns. By reruns, I mean, been working so much lately, I don't hardly get to see you when you're live. Wait. There's not a Stumbo live tonight? Okay, I missed something. I mean, I know that James recently lost his uncle, but he said all of that was taken care of. I've been working on trying to get everything going today. Oh, hell. Wow. Okay. Well, Jeff, that's good to hear that you're doing well. Okay, so James is recovering from kidney stones. Wow. Oh. I've been a victim myself. And I'm not going to try and say how big or small a kidney stone needs to be to drop someone. I like to think that I'm fairly a tough person, kind of like boot leather. I've had 2 kidney stones that were bad enough to put me in the hospital. I wasn't there long either time. The first one was 2.5 millimeter, and the second one was 5 millimeter. Yeah, something the size of a grain of rice. When it grabs a hold of you, will make you wish you could just die. I mean, they say that there's a certain dance that people with kidney stones do. They call it the kidney stone dance. Like at the hospital, they call it the kidney stone dance. It's an in general rocking back and forth. Like you've seen autistic people that just rock back and forth like that. Yeah, well, yeah. That's about what you're going to do with kidney stones. And that's if you can speak, if you can even function. There's a lot of people out there that they just lay on the floor and scream. Huva Ilta Boris, great to see you, sir. Oh yeah, Jeff, definitely good thing you have a riding lawnmower. I wish somebody would ride these lawnmowers on out of town. Wait for them to be done so I can hang out. Wow, so I didn't know that James was recovering from kidney stones. Wow. James, when you see this later, best wishes, brother, because I know there's seriously, if they tell you you can have a broken kneecap or you can have kidney stones, tell them take both knees. Kneecap does not hurt as bad as kidney stones. I mean, maybe if you weigh it over time. Don't get me wrong, the kneecap hurt, but it didn't stop me. It didn't make me go, I can't function. Oh my God, what the hell is wrong with me? What is this hot, searing pain that's right in my back that's making me beg for someone to hit me in the head with a hammer? Yeah. It's kind of like that. Well, I didn't know I was the main attraction. Wow. I don't have anything hot like a chip to eat. I'm sorry. Welcome back, Jeff. All right. I'm not going to sit there and try to show y'all some great tobacco. I mean, okay. My father, La Bijou, Churchill. I'll hold off lighting it for a little bit. That way we can maximize the time here. I got a little something to drink here in the glass. I'm not really going to discuss it. It's just something that I kind of threw together because it sounded interesting, and it's not. Patrick, actually, it is a nice stick. I often tell people this is probably the best stick that my father factory, anyways, has ever made. I've smoked so much stuff out of the My Father lineup that I would guess that I'm pretty good at judging the My Father stuff. You just get a nice, good, easy draw, and the burn always works well. It's always one of those things. Jeff, hey, don't worry about coming on to mine. I mean, let's be honest. Tailgates are optional at best. Now that I've got a job, they're also a little shaky as to whether they're going to be on time or even happen, especially this last few weeks. By the way, for anybody that was there last night and saw how I told Chad that I have mushrooms about the size of a football in my yard, because it's all been rain and rain and more rain and more rain and more rain. Oh my God, yeah, more rain. And let me see if I can't focus in on this. You see it right there? I pretty much got it to the middle of the screen. Okay, so it's not the size of a football. I could get back here closer to it. That is a single mushroom. I'm not going to try and tell you that the mushroom's big or nothing, but I've seen steaks that were less size and weight. Good size steaks at that. All right, maybe not the one that James fed that little girl last night. Well, last Tuesday. By the way, that was a damn good looking steak, wasn't it? For all of y'all that were there. Howdy, Mark. Great to see you, sir. Oh, believe me, Jeff, I try to support and get on with all the lives that I can. Um, when I'm working, sometimes I'm just busy. Now, if it's dead at the shop and I'm at work and there's literally nothing for me to do, I might hop on in between customers and just, at least show my support, hit that thumbs up button that I always hit, then go in there and scream howdy from Houston. Y'all know. You've seen it. When I'm there, I always go howdy from Houston. It's one of those simple things I like to say, but it's like this. What I'm saying is howdy, all of y'all. That way, if I'm not chewing up the chat, especially because sometimes I'm just there for a few minutes. If I'm at work or something like that, yeah. Quite often I'm only going to be there for a few minutes. So I'm starting to get to that stage where I'm thinking about doing some GAWs. A few more bills to just completely wipe out. And I'm going to have to see about contacting a certain blonde individual that lives well north of me. About a couple of pipes. Now, look, I mean, I know I'm the cigar guy. I know I'm the cigar guy. Howdy, Chip. Great to see you, sir. But let's be honest. This community has really given me way more than I've given it. And I mean, I've tried. Don't get me wrong, I've tried. And I've told people, look, I'm not asking for nothing. I don't want. I hate feeling like I owe people stuff. I really do. So you'll not see me ask for things because I have this wonderful ability to get there on my own somehow, some way. And I'm getting back to that stage where I've got some actual just spending money. More than what my bills are costing me. You know what I'm saying? I've got some money in the bank. Bills are covered. I've got a little bit that I can spend and I don't have to. Signalman Tony, howdy sir, great to see you. How's the weather up in Rhode Island? By the way, if you're asking about the weather here in Houston, wet. Very wet. Soggy. It's a whole lot like Boris would describe a sauna on a hot summer day. And where I would say it's muggy and cool, not hot. 77, 78. It might have gotten into the 80s. to me, it's comfortable. I mean, it is t-shirt and shorts weather, don't get me wrong. So y'all want to see an interesting lighter from Drew Estates. It's got the little shaker ball in it. Refillable. Flame is adjustable. And that's just a single film. But cool looking, isn't it? Even comes with a safety cap so that you can Oh, I've showed it before? I didn't know I showed it before. Been a little busy. I don't know what all I've done. Hell, there's times where I'm just lucky enough to remember that I'm supposed to wake up on time. Okay, for me, that's 5 something in the morning. Yeah. I've been getting up at 5 something in the morning for so long, I don't know how to stop. It'd be like Boris saying he's going to go to sleep. It never happens. Woo! Down in the 50s. Wow, Boris. Woo! Time to switch to snow tires. Break out my parka, couple of hoodies, nice big thick jacket. Watch Boris laugh at me as he's still running around in a t-shirt. I'm not afraid to admit it. I don't do cold weather. Woo! Yeah, KY, I'm telling you, I've been there, done that. In fact, on back-to-back days, certain job I had, James Stumbo, hey brother, get well. I know how bad kidney stones hurt. I know there's nothing I can say to accurately describe that kind of pain, but be well, stay safe. Yeah, nothing good about kidney stones. Zero good about kidney stones. And yeah, for those that pray, please pray for James. Pray that he never has another one. And trust me, he will appreciate those prayers. Ooh, yeah. And all of the Stumbo family, howdy, hello. Glad to see that James is back. Hopefully it's a full and speedy recovery, not one of those that takes weeks. Hopefully it's, you know, full recover by tomorrow and you're good. That little 2.5 millimeter one that put me on my ass the first time, yeah, that's what it was. One day. In, out, done. That 5mm, yeah, that sucker lingered for a week. I was eating pain pills like Tic Tacs. I didn't even eat that many pain pills when I shattered my kneecap. I swear to you, I didn't. Yeah. No kidney stones. Oh, no kidney stones. Well, James is here, so we're going to light my cigar. James, go ahead and smoke what you love and love what you smoke. And be with the people you love. And luckily for you, I think that's exactly what you're doing. Howdy, Robert. Great to see you, sir. By the way, Robert, how much longer until Thursdays come back? Inquiring minds really kind of want to know. You said sometime in the fall. For Boris, that's already here. For me, that's 3 months away. Pain pills are awesome. That's why you refuse to take them. I'm okay with taking a pain pill if I need to, but there's very little in this world that's going to hurt me enough that I'm going to need to. Well, Mark, I'm hoping you get to feeling better, brother. When you're feeling well enough that you can smoke, we pretty much know. Robert, I understand. 100% humidity or 150% humidity, yeah. I mean, y'all could go back and look at that football-sized mushroom I got growing in the front yard. And the lawn was mowed on Friday. That it grew that much since Friday. Come on. And I had 5 or 6 of them that were that size. That's the only one that grew back. Is what it is. Big ass mushrooms. Almost as big as that steak that James fed Hunter's girlfriend the other day. I'm crap with names. So if y'all tell me what her name is, that's fine. If she's there with y'all, Stumbo family, howdy. I'm pretty good with the dogs' names. That's Max and Zeus. Oh, that's right. It was Bella. Boris. Thank you, Boris. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Right.
So, James is not going to be on tonight because he had some kidney stones.
Oh, poor James. Is he on now?
No. Well, he is sort of. He's there. I'm on this side of the camera today.
Right, but he's on your thingy, so
yes.
he can hear me?
I think so.
I'm sorry you had to suffer, James. You deserve better than that.
The Holly. By the way, people are saying, "Hi, Holly," and she's going. And Boris has said hi, Holly. He's the one that is in Finland.
Finnish. What do they call it?
I believe, yeah, Finnish.
I was going to call him a Dane, but that is not correct.
Oh, and Welsh Piper is blowing you kisses and winking. And she goes, James, of course, says, thank you all and Holly. If y'all are brave enough to type it, I'm brave enough to say it. Of course, that is only if it's suitable for YouTube stupidity rules or community rules or whatever it is. Robert, no, Holly is not camera shy. Holly is gun savvy. And I don't like getting shot. It's pretty much exactly the reason why you don't worry about filming Karen.
No, I don't
Karen
like
has
because
Karen has no problem pulling a gun with what? Her teeth? Holding it in her teeth and pulling it with her tongue? I guess. I mean,
no,
that'd be a hell of a way to fire a firearm.
I don't get on camera 9 times out of 10 when you guys are honest because I am just getting off of work and I'm usually working from home, which means I'm working in my jammies and nobody needs to see that.
And now y'all know the real reason. Woo! Escudo from 1959. Was that person named Mike? Now everybody's laughing about what you said. 'Cause they're like,
It's the truth.
I will say that for a big, crazy looking lighter, it does a marvelous job. A little bit of whiskey in there because it's cool enough I can have a whiskey and not worry about falling out right here. That is not a Chuck Norris lighter. That is a Jonathan Drew Estates lighter. I promise. Drew Estate. It says so right there. And then over here it says Rebirth of Cigars. It definitely looks and sounds like a spray paint can though. Oh, goodness gracious. Man, just thinking about kidney stones gets my back hurt.
Nobody deserves that.
Well, all right. Roberto Lancero. If Chuck Norris wants to claim that lighter, he's going to have to show up here and whoop my butt for it. And I ain't going to go down easy. My lawyer will sue him afterwards if I survive. If not, then Holly's lawyer will sue him afterwards.
Or thank him.
Or in her words, or thank him. It's one or the other. Kind of a coin flip at this stage. Boris, now that would be a question I don't want to answer. Willie would probably launch it through a wall. Well, these lighters were never available in the first place. It was part of a promotion. And when this one came in, the box that it was in was kind of caved in a bit. And instead of all these perfect boxes and this one box that is caved in, so everybody who worked at the shop rolled 5 dice. Person with the highest number won. Oh, Robert, don't worry. If Chuck Norris shows up and it goes down into slow motion, that's okay. I will channel my inner Bruce, who showed him how to do the slow motion to begin with. And I will probably still get dropped like a log, but that's okay. Oh yeah, sure, yeah. I could take Chuck Norris. Yeah. I could take him to the end of the driveway and shake his hand as he gets into his limo and watch him drive away and wave. He might be 70-something years old, but I still wouldn't fight him. With as much abuse as I put my body through in my lifetime, I don't need any more, thanks. Though if it did turn into a fight, I would at least want part of the pay-per-view rights. Might as well get paid for this. Oh, and if I do win, I'm going to let y'all know. My tears do not cure cancer. Half a dozen other million jokes about the Chuck Norris thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. None of that is true about me. If I did happen to win. Just say it. I don't think I would win. Robert, I do have a dart gun. I am pretty good with it too. Unfortunately, I got this feeling that Chuck Norris would close in on me faster than I could get it into action, and he might shove the dart gun right down my throat. Now, about this big-ass bee that's trying to hover around my cigar. Oh, don't worry. It would last longer than 2 seconds. Introductions alone would last 15 seconds. I mean, come on. Hell, just him walking up the driveway and signing autographs on his way to stomping a mud puddle in my hindquarters would take longer than 15 seconds. And yeah, I'd be out there getting his autograph too. Hey, can I get this autograph before I wake up in the hospital tomorrow? If I had to fight him, I would do my best. Win, lose, doesn't matter. I just do what I can do. If I won, I won. If I lost, I lost. But if I lose to somebody like in the UFC or Chuck Norris or somebody who's trained that way, I think I would just go ahead and leave it alone. Oh, see, now that's a new one. Chuck Norris is so fast he can run around the world and punch himself in the back of the head. Interesting. Very, very interesting. You know, all of those jokes, they started off as people trying to shame Chuck Norris, and then somebody flipped the script and it went into the arena of Chuck Norris is such a badass that he can do these unbelievable things, like Chuck Norris's tears can cure cancer. Only problem is he has never shed one. Read a whole article about it. I don't know where it was, but if half the jokes about Chuck Norris were true, he would have already beat me into this brick wall and walked away before y'all even noticed that I had stopped talking. And that's okay. As long as he leaves a autograph, I'll be fine. Of course, his autograph would probably be a indentation across my forehead saying, Chuck Norris. One from a foot and one from a fist. You know what I'm saying. Howdy, Sharon. Great to see you, ma'am. Hopefully you are doing well. Price of groceries has gone way the hell up. Yeah, I do mean way the hell up. I spent more for groceries today on a list that Holly wanted me to purchase than I spent on any two combined lists. With the previous regime. But gas prices have come back down to only double what they were under the previous regime. It was at 167 here on the last days of Trump, and it is right now at $3.20 something cents when I filled up today. I missed $40 for a full tank of gas. Hell, I missed my Geo Metro where I could fill up for $7 and a fistful of pennies. And probably leave a few of those pennies in the little change jar for if you need one, take one type thing. Okay, sure. The Geo Metro only had an 8-gallon tank. But gas was really, really cheap back then. Life hack. If you have cats, get a bucket of cat litter. When you're done with the cat litter, turn it into an outdoor trash can that you literally fill it full of ashes, junk, and whatever else, and then you leave the whole thing out there on the curb, and it magically goes away. If you have cats, trust me, you will be using litter, probably. And, well, you know, with 4 of them, we go through quite a bit. Oh yeah, your 81 Chevette would fill up with $8. Back then, gas was like what, 83 cents a gallon.
Shit, I remember when gas was less than that.
I mean, I can remember gas down at like 53, 54 cents a gallon. Oh, well, if you're getting the 50-pound bags, I mean, what am I supposed to say? All right, Patrick, let's do it. Bowl call. What are you smoking and what are you smoking it in? Earlier today, I was smoking a 7LA320 Trevi KS. In it, out of the mystery can, but don't worry, it's not a mystery. I was having a little Sutliff Voodoo Queen. Guilty pleasure, I know. Cheap tobacco, and I love it. Robert's got himself a Radice going with some whimsical in it. Such a whimsical name for a tobacco. Patrick's got McBaron Vanilla Cream in a Savinelli 602 Bent Billiard. Not the only person smoking Savinellis on a Tuesday. By the way, for any of y'all who have a Savinelli KS320 of any size or shape, I do welcome you the opportunity to get yourself one of those James Stumbo ash catchers for a cigar, because it fits perfectly. Upside down, right inside, oh yeah. Welsh, small batches. You could either look at it like this. You can chase the unicorn, or you can forget the unicorn. I'm a forget the unicorn kind of guy. Boris has got Carter Hall and a Meerschaum. Oh, very nice. He got it all in the same package with a hat that Steph made for him and stuff that he won on Steph and Skip's trivia gaw. Oh yeah, Patrick's got himself a Roma Loose Sight 673. The Matches Special. And see, that's the reason why I smoke cigars while I'm doing a live. Talking as much as I do, if this was a pipe, I'd be lighting it every time I wanted to take a smoke. Because it's a cigar, if I see it stop smoking at all, I just got to puff on it a little bit. It'll come right back. As long as it's a good cigar. I've had a few bad ones, don't get me wrong. As a cigar salesman, trust me on this one. You have to smoke some bad ones. But the good part about that is that makes you appreciate how good the really, truly good cigars are. And, you know, same thing with pipe tobacco and certain pipes. If you've had a bad pipe, did it not make you appreciate how good a really good pipe was? Howdy, Matthew. Great to see you, sir. How is the weather up in Buffalo? Robert, I like the idea. I seriously doubt that they will renumber the Savinelli 673 to the Savinelli 860, but I like the idea. And I am willing to say that he probably sold more 673s than any other person at their whole entire company. Oh yeah, yeah. A disappointing smoke is nothing more than a disappointing smoke. But if it makes you appreciate how much better some of your favorites are, then it was worth it. I mean, for any of you who got some Largo out of the Nashville Mafia, I am fairly certain that y'all have really appreciated your favorite blends that much more. And for people like me who got the grape, yeah. Yes, I really felt like I got graped. But I smoked it. Never again. Never again.
It smelled nasty.
Ugh.
It smelled like a 12-year-old boy.
Holly said it smelled like a 12-year-old boy.
So I was chewing that big league chew shit.
Big League Chew going berserk. Yeah, for me it was horrible. But when I go back to after having some of that, when I go back and have some of the blends that I really like, oh. Like James, who sent me McClellan's, never asked for it. Trust me, I never asked for it. I thought I would never try it because I'm not the kind that chases unicorns. James sent me some McClellan's. Wow. Just... Okay, I get why everybody chases McClellan's left, right, and sideways. It's freaking fantastic. So I locked it away in a special container so that it won't dry out too very much. And I'm saving most of it for special occasions. Though I did try a bowl of each and every one already. And there's not a bad one, in my opinion. Oh yeah, arrows can ghost a pipe. Horribly so. And deer tongue will do the same. And according to Chad the other night, Haunted Bookshop will sometimes show up with apple flavor. Yes, I tune into Chad every time I can. I find his chats very thought-provoking, and I like that. If I didn't have to do some laundry and some other things, I would have probably stayed around for his whole show. What are the things for me that I have found to be true? For me. I'm not saying for everybody, but for me. That if I smoke something and it has ghosted a pipe in any way, shape, or form, I will load a very full bowl of Haunted Bookshop and smoke through it. And that first bowl of Haunted Bookshop will taste like hell to me. And then after I've let it rest and gave it a cleaning, not a full deep clean, you don't have to go that far, not really, then I will load it with either Haunted Bookshop, or I will load it with just about anything else, and it will be clean. I will not taste the arrow anymore. Patrick, I like his marathon lives. 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever. Part of why I started doing tailgates was so that Chad, when he was having a bad day, wouldn't have to go live and do 3.5 hours. He could hit me up in my live and say, "Hey, can you stretch that out a little bit? I'm not feeling great." And I would. I've done some 3 and 4 hour marathons. The latest one was, of course, April 1st. I know, most of y'all saw it. That's where I don't care who's on after me. It's not a tailgate. It's not a tailgate. April 1st is not a tailgate. The only show of the year that is not a tailgate. That is my show. Welsh Haunted Bookshop is a damn good burley, and I find that it de-ghosts quite well. Now, my personal preference, Haunted Bookshop, the flavor of it, I'm not really a fan. There are many people out there that are fans of Haunted Bookshop. Matches loved Haunted Bookshop. And there's a lot of people out there that they took what Matches said as gospel. Oh, come on, Robert. If you really want to de-ghost a pipe, what you do is you fill it with death nuts and you light those sumbitches. That ought to just completely just de-ghost the pipe. Or throw it in a bonfire. Same difference, basically. Welsh, actually, for me, it's one bolt. Now, I do like Haunted Bookshop. I don't mind Haunted Bookshop. But flavor-wise, I'm like... For me, it's like the Alec Bradley Black Market. It's something that I would smoke when I don't want to talk about how good this blend is. Now, for those of you who are fans of Alec Bradley, don't worry. I'm a fan of Alec Bradley. Alec Bradley Black Market is one of my go-tos. I will smoke that stick every damn day. And do it willingly, no problem. Do I feel personally that my flavor profile says that there are better cigars out there? Yes, there are better cigars out there. Thus saith my flavor palette. But when I want to watch a sporting event, you know, anytime the Raiders are on, anytime Manchester United's playing, the Astros, the Suns, the Capitals, the Australians when it comes to sailing, the All Blacks when it comes to rugby. Now, name a sport, I probably have a team. That's when I want the Black Market. I want that cigar that I know so well that I don't have to think about, man, this is just a good cigar. I don't want a cigar that jumps up and surprises me and says, oh my God, this is so freaking good. I need to turn this game off because I need to pay attention to this cigar. Boris, I believe that you are correct on that. That if an estate pipe has only been used for arrows and it has been used and abused for arrows just like that. Okay, you know what? you're probably right. It is probably going to ghost for a while. At that stage, that's when I started asking, why are you smoking estate pipes? Just go get a brand new one. Pay the little extra money and start from scratch. That might not be for everybody, but there's some certain pipes out there that I have seen them as estate pipes pre-smoked, and I know that I want that pipe, and I won't get that pipe because it is an estate pipe. And I don't want other people's problems to be my issues. That's right. So any of y'all want to send your pipes to Robert, y'all go right ahead and send those pipes right on to Robert. He will make sure that Karen smokes them lovingly and steadily, giving them the Richard Simmons effect. He will exorcise the pipes. Maybe not the demons, but definitely the pipes. It's easier to do than 52 boiled eggs. Or was that 60 boiled eggs? Matthew, it does come in bulk. But right now, every place that I just checked recently, because I thought about sending some to Chad with a couple of cigars and a basic, hey, brother, man, I've been loving your lives for forever, but I couldn't find any haunted bookshop in bulk. And then I was a little pissed off at the cigar prices. Damn it. I'm sorry. I left the notification buttons on. Here, let me get that down to mute, temporary mute, 3 hours. Okay. For the next 3 hours, I'm not getting any notifications. We won't be hearing any more ding-dings. I apologize about that. Smoking to the oldies. Oh, yes. Actually, Matthew, I would say if you're going to just buy 1 ounce, you might as well go and get a C&D 10 worth. Single 10. If you really don't like it, you can always look to trade with somebody. There's always going to be somebody that's willing to trade for haunted bookshop. Robert, give Karen a kiss for all of us. Just don't do it in front of your wife. Love you, brother. Take care. Happy eating. In case you're wondering what was in this glass, bourbon, a cube of sugar, some bitters, and a little bit of unsweetened sparkling water, lemon flavored. I figured I would just have some kind of a fizzy, old-fashioned type of a vibe. Didn't really work out. And Patrick says that he's smoked both the tin and the bulk and doesn't notice any difference. Yeah, Patrick, that's really, if I'm having a mixed drink, it is probably an old fashioned. Every once in a while, I get in the mood and I say, you know what, I'm going to have a Bloody Mary. Extra spicy. Would you expect me to do a mild Bloody Mary? Hell no. I look at them and say, spice that up. And they normally look at me and go, how hot? How hot can you do? They normally fail. I got into Bloody Marys because a good friend of mine who lives in Tonawanda, New York, which is that far north of Buffalo, that was his drink of choice. And I found that, surprisingly, the vodka in a Bloody Mary does not bother me the way vodka will in everything else. I've had screwdrivers and Harvey Wallbangers and name a vodka drink, and I probably have had it. I just don't like it. I'm not a vodka guy. Not that I'm anti-Russian or something. Okay, maybe during this whole Ukrainian thing, and if Boris starts saying, hey, look, you really need to be anti-Russian at this point, you know what, Boris, I'm taking your word for it, and I will. But there's vodkas from other countries other than Russia. Tito's, here in Texas, great vodka. I don't like Tito's either. I can show you a bottle of it. Big ass bottle. My wife, she likes vodka. Holly loves vodka. If she can't have beer, it's probably vodka. I can't do vodka. Now, Patrick, you bring up a good point. Maybe I need to try like Bombay Sapphire in a Bloody Mary instead of the vodka. Maybe some of those floral notes would actually help pick up the Bloody Mary a little bit. But for me, realistically, if you make it spicy enough, I can't taste what the hell is in it. It could be rot gut tequila for all I care. Hell, it's spicy as hell. I'll drink it. Now, for those of y'all who have seen the Stumbo household do the Packy chip, the Packy one chip challenge, it's about 2 million Scovilles. It is fairly freaking hot. I'm not going to try and lie to you and say that it's not hot. But at 2 million Scovilles, that little chocolate bar I did last April 1st, That little chocolate bar was 9 million Scovilles. Howdy, Mark. Great to see you, sir. That makes 2 marks in today. Mark, I'm having a great day personally. Hopefully you are as well. I am a little interested in what would be your decision on what would be the best way to use X221 on a rusticated pipe. It's only starting to show a little bit of dulling right around the bowl. And maybe a little bit of stuff on the stem. By the way, for any of y'all who have never experienced X221, talk to Mark. You might want to get yourself some. Little bitty jar. It's amazing. Patrick, that's a good thing to know. Okay, so next time I shall order a red snapper. I've had a Bloody Maria and I wasn't really all that impressed. Rub it in, let it sit for 30 seconds. Wipe off, or 30 seconds, 30 minutes. Oh, Patrick, it works phenomenally well on smooth pipes. 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes. Oh yeah, Welsh, believe me. Probably the best pipe product that I've seen in a while. I mean, short of getting yourself a buffing wheel and doing a full-on buff with carnauba wax, I mean, the Jonas pipe that's Jonas Designs, Mike sent it to me. It's an amazing pipe, but it was looking a little bit dull. I rubbed it on and just with my bare hands, just rubbed it, clean hands, but just rubbed it in with just my bare hands. What was picked up by the fingerprint, I didn't really rub it in and I didn't scoop it out and I didn't just smear it on. But freaking awesome. What it did on that pipe alone convinced me that I'm going to be using it for years and years and years. And no, you don't have to take my word for it. If you don't want to take my word for it, listen to these other guys. They're telling you right now. It's really that good. I don't need to be a commercial for it. Ask anybody who's tried it, and they're going to tell you, holy cow, this stuff works great. When your stem gets a little dull, rub that stuff in. Use Q-tip. Do this, do that. They're all going to tell you some tips and tricks and stuff like that. I can't say enough good things about it. Mark it. Tobacco Pipes International makes it. If you don't know Mark, you should know Mark. If you're into pipes and you don't know Mark, get to know Mark. It's pretty simple. He's very easy to get to know. Don't bullshit the guy because he's pretty good at picking up that shit, but talk to him as you'd want to be talked to yourself, and you're probably fine. And after you try a little bit of it, seriously, if you don't believe the way I believe, come back in here and tell me I'm a liar. You won't. Not unless you're some sort of savant that makes your own stuff. And if your stuff is better than Mark's, you better be advertising it. Otherwise, nobody knows. Welsh, there is straight up no doubt about that. Great flutes. And if you don't believe that, go ask Night Piper. I bet you he'll say something about it. Yeah, Patrick, believe me, I'm right there with you. I got a little silver polish for this band right here. I'm just wanting to make sure I'm using the stuff that I got correctly. Oh well, mixed drink's done. Damn it all to hell. Luckily I have plenty more to drink so we can keep going. By the way, for anybody who's looking forward to seeing James tonight, remember to pray for James. He had some kidney stones. He's not doing his show this evening. And trust me on this one, he's going to appreciate every little prayer that comes his way. And speaking as somebody who knows about kidney stones, there's nothing fun about it. There's nothing funny about it. I've seen tough guys scream. I've seen this tough guy on the floor. Now, Patrick, that's a good tip there. Because Phil Rivera makes canes. I've thought about getting one myself for when my knee is feeling extra special crunchy. But I think I'm going to get a pipe first. Of course, when I get to that stage where I'm getting ready to get a pipe from some of these premier carvers, I believe I'm going to do it the way I like to say, which is I'm going to talk to them, ask them what would be a fair, decent price for them to make a pipe. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know about it at all. They make the pipe they want to make. And the shipping, handling, all of that, just quote me the price so that I know what I need to send them. And then I'll get it whenever it's ready. James, just know that we love you, brother. Without a question at all. There's going to be a lot of people this evening that are going to miss hanging out with the Stumbo family. But we want you well. We want you not hurting. As you treat us like family, at least I do, I think of you as family. And my family's had enough kidney stones for all of us. Just be honest. And no, there's no reason to go live. We're fine. Get over the pain. Take it easy. Relax. Have an evening off. I still got a good hour to go. Now, of course, that's not going to take us all the way past where Stumbo would normally leave us. If anybody else wants to go live, you're completely welcome to. That would turn this into a tailgate again. I'm not here to bogart the time. But for anybody that feels they want to go live just to test out the waters, you're also welcome to try out Thursdays and Fridays. Especially this Thursday where I won't be live because I'll be at work. Well, remember, if you're rubbing it on for 30 minutes straight, it's kind of up to you, right? I'm not suggesting it or recommending it, but I mean, you know. And try not to use the buffing wheel. wash your hands before and after. Anything that comes out of it, keep it to yourself. As Mike said a couple of weeks ago, no need to take pictures and show everybody. Nobody needs to see that. Patrick, what are rails? We use lines and mirrors. All a lie and a joke. Go ahead, laugh. Only thing I have with rails is my AR-15. Not showing you that. Does come in handy when you're hunting javelina though. Which is why I won't be voting for Beto, who wants to make certain firearms illegal that are legal. Well, Welsh, you know, we're not a lot of wankers. Though, according to a guy I used to work with, there's only two kinds of guys in this world, those that play with it and those that lie about it. I'm not a liar. But who gives a damn? Matthew, you take care. Have a great evening. I'm not sure how long I will be having Thursdays at work and Tuesdays off, but should I be having more Tuesdays off, I will continue to tailgate on Tuesdays. Some of us remember when I used to tailgate 5 or 6 days a week. And then I took a job and I don't have that time anymore. One of these days I will put up a very, very extremely boring video. I will show you my tricks for how to create a extremely long ash. Yeah, I can show you proof that I can show you a really long ash. Here, I'll move it over so that you can see it without the words on front of it. That, my friends, is an Alec Bradley Black Market Gordo. Smoked to the point where there's really nothing left to smoke on it. Oh no, no hairspray, no trick photography. No paper clips. Just smoking a cigar. That is an anomaly, don't get me wrong. You're not going to find that in every cigar, and you're even in the best cigars, you're not going to find that every time. But when I said boring video, yeah, you won't see a lot of talking. It'll take a long time to do the whole video. And mostly you'll just see the bottom of my chin as I smoke this cigar like this. That's one of the secrets, holding it straight up. But if you really need to know how to do that and how to impress all your friends with an extremely long ash, it's about pacing. You want one puff every 45 seconds. Or 3 puffs every minute and 45 seconds to 2 minutes. Slow, steady, and your hands have to not shake. You got to be able to just hold it perfectly still and then tilt your head up. Take a couple of puffs. Make sure to blow out one way away from the cigar. And no, that cigar that I showed you, it's not like some sort of world record or something. I'm sure somebody's done better. But very few people have ever done better and held it sideways, showing that the ash is still there and still smoking. Look, I'll show you again. You can see the smoke coming up off of the cigar. It's still lit. It's still burning. Now, I'll tell you the truth about that picture. It was taken at the shop I work at. After I got that picture taken, I turned it right up like this, took 2 more puffs, held it back out across that ashtray, and it fell. Well, Welsh, you asked the perfect question for what I just answered. Literally, 2 puffs later, it was gone. And I got maybe 10 more good puffs on it before I was like, I'm done. Even the best cigars of the world have their limits. Hey, Welsh, don't worry about it. I understand. Yeah, that's probably the best cigar picture I've ever taken. Ever. Have I had better cigars? Construction-wise, it's debatable. Taste-wise, oh, definitely. Oh my God, definitely. But construction-wise, hell, I could pick up any Padron and do the same thing. Any. I've often said you could take a 3x5 note, little 3x5 note card. Every time you get a bad Padron, you write it down with 1-inch block numbers. This is the date that you had a bad Padron. You'll run out of life before you run out of paper. Hey, if any of y'all want that picture on some sort of tobacco tray, I'll send it. But I'm thinking you would want your own. Just kind of being honest. Welsh, send me an email. I will put it right there across the bottom of the screen. I'll even for donaldwhughes@gmail.com. I'll figure out a way to send you a copy of that photo. The Welsh, my hand should shake. Many years as I was at being a professional electrician, as much electricity as I've absorbed in my lifetime, I'm fairly certain I should have nerve damage of some sort. I don't, but I should. But if I don't eat, my hands will shake. If I haven't gotten enough sleep, there again, my hands will shake. Oh, and for anybody who was seeing that email address show up, it's the number 4 with my name, with a W in between my first and last name, at gmail.com. I probably have 5 or 6 other email accounts out there in the world, of which I don't answer. I've been using email since AOL was a thing. Is what it is. One of the creators of AOL is a guy by the name of Bill Loudon. I actually dated his daughter named Summer at one point in time. Had no clue. And then she was like, one of these days you need to meet my dad. Okay. So I did. Turned out to be Bill Loudon. I was like, what the hell? At the time, he lived in Katy, Texas. I have no idea where he lives now. He might still live there. Of course, things ended badly with her and I, so hell if I know. Nobody's perfect, especially not me. Set that cigar down for a second and open this little bottle of Gatorade type stuff. It's actually labeled as sports drink. Watched a recent program that got me thinking about Mike out in British Columbia. Program was called Alone. It's on Netflix right now, in case any of y'all are wanting to look it up. They dumped 10 people off in British Columbia up in some lake up in upper British Columbia. "12 episodes, about an hour long each. And there I was thinking the whole time, I could have done that 30 years ago. And then I start thinking about it as I'm watching the show, and I'm like, no, no, hell no. Took me more than 8 weeks to watch the whole show personally, because I don't spend that much time with the TV. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Too old for that. Oh, hell no. I'm not going to give you any spoilers. The guy I thought that would win didn't. One of the people I figured would be out early hung around till damn near the end. It was an interesting program. But they always drop them off in some place literally so isolated that there is no chance that they're going to go to some sort of civilization and really live it up. I'll probably watch the next one. It'll be on History Channel. But my thoughts on the whole program are, this is what Survivor should have been if Survivor was actually about surviving and not more about social experiment. When they get to that stage where it's vote somebody off the island, that's not survival. That's just hoping that you're not so good at this that they have to vote you off just to keep you from winning. I would think that a show called Survivor would be more about survivalist than about not getting voted off. Which is why I didn't watch after the first season when a guy who was a Green Beret didn't win. Come on. Boris, you would probably like Alone then. Because it really is more about surviving it than it is about anything else. I mean, and there's always somebody that goes home really, really early. And then there's always that one person that hangs in there forever, and you're wondering, how the hell are they still around? And then people start dropping because of medical reasons. Yeah, you're right. They do eat some questionable things after a few weeks. Some of it gets to that point where you're like, oh, hell no. I guess the rules of Alone are you're only allowed 10 items. Some people choose like a fire striker, and some people say, no, hell with that, I'll make my own bow drill. It was rather interesting, though. It's not like a group of gladiators go in and only one person comes out. But it sort of is kind of like that with Alone. Those who could figure out how to eat, live through it, everybody loses weight. Except for maybe the first person to leave. Like in the 12th episode of this year's Survival, or Alone, they had a greatest hits compilation, basically. One guy quit because somewhere near the Arctic Circle, his shelter that he made caught fire. By the time he could have made another one, he might have froze to death. So I can understand the guy saying, you know what, I'm out. Some of it's the mental game of truly being all alone. But I could have done it years ago, but my gimpy leg, hell no. And then there's other rules, like you can't hunt or fish a certain way until a certain point in time, or there's certain animals you're not allowed to kill no matter what. That's right, KY. That was shown that they would take still photos of, they'd tear some of it down, take a picture, then they'd tear some more down, then they'd take another picture, and at the end of it they would return it back to as close to as what they could. Anyways, it was an interesting program. I liked it. Thought it was the basis of an actual interesting program instead of some sort of Twitter experiment where you got to get enough likes. Has nothing to do with likes. It's all about, can you actually do what it takes to live longer than everybody else who's dumped off in this same general area as you. Of course, they're all dumped off far enough apart that you're probably not going to come in contact with anybody else. Howdy, Ron. Great to see you, sir. I understand completely. My wife gives me mess call. Shoot, I'm hanging it up. But she knows what I'm out here doing. Oh, the loud, undeniable noise, that's cicadas. It's the head-banging music of the wild. KY, I agree with you. I definitely wonder how many people are sitting there going like, yeah, I'm going to delete this. They might sound weird tonight, but a couple of years of living here in Houston, you almost don't even notice them anymore. Where some areas, cicadas are a true rarity event, it's an every year thing here in Houston. Oh yes, I definitely have the noisiest bugs in the YTPC. Oh yeah. And about the only time you don't hear them is when it gets down to like cold enough to freeze, which almost never happens. In fact, I think Boris is the only person that was hanging with me on the day that it actually was cold enough to freeze. No cicadas then. Oh, Onion's got some noisy bugs, don't get me wrong. But if it comes down to a bet, I'm not betting against mine. Well, Ron, I'm hoping it's not hearing loss. I really do. Right, Boris? There was no lawn mowing. Nobody out here driving up and down the street. Just me freezing my buns off and Boris laughing at me. The truth of it is, I don't think Boris was actually laughing at me. He was encouraging me to hang in there. You can do it. I think 2 hours out in that cold was harder to handle than eating that bar of chocolate or the Death Nuts. Now, some years they come on and they just never stop. So this has been a fairly mild year as far as that goes. But it's pretty much every year. And if I could smoke inside, I would. But I know better. Be a good way to get voted off the island. Well, I've been on here for 2 hours, 12 minutes, almost 13 minutes. Down to the point where the cigar is starting to not taste so great. Ron, that is a very good possibility. You just get to the point where you decide that it doesn't need to be that loud anymore. Cigar's gone, guys. Well, with the light starting to fade and the bugs coming on strong, I'd like to remind y'all to A, pray for Stumbo. James has had a pretty rough week of it. Welsh, you're not far from wrong. They do definitely sound like that. For all of y'all who are thinking about tuning in on Thursday, I won't be here. I'll be at work. Ron, I wouldn't doubt that. Of course, they might have been listening to too many YouTube videos from across the pond. I could talk with an accent if I wanted to. Of course, most of y'all think that I do talk with an accent. Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that. But yes, I'm pretty much done. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been so much fun having y'all here. Again, James, if you're watching still, I am sorry to hear what you're going through. Be well, brother. Know that I'm praying for you. And as per always, remember, take care of yourselves and each other. Do the best you can with that. And as always, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and hopefully I will see you all soon. That's all for this evening. God bless you all. Y'all take care. Bye for now.